Okay, welcome back. So, in the previous part, we defeated Blaine, got our 7th Kanto Gym badge, and now we need to head, we're gonna take this leg of the Kanto routes back up the Fuchsia. Since this, I think, is the only one that we haven't visited yet. Okay. Meryl. I have a feeling we could actually take you out with our Pikachu. Especially since you're slightly lower level than me. Alright. Do we want to do Thunderbolt? Yeah. I think Thunderbolt's our main attack. Thundershock is just a, or Thunder Wave, or whatever that one was just a status move, if I remember correctly. Another Meryl. Just keep lining them up and I'll keep knocking them down. It's a good experience, though. It's always nice when you can get the Pokemon that you want to get the experience. You only fight with them. That way they get all of the experience. Ouch. Did a fair amount of damage. But it was worth it. That was a nice chunk of XP. Agility is, I believe, a fairly good move. So I believe what it does is it raises the Pokemon's evasion, which is generally a stat that you don't have to worry too much about, or you don't affect very much. Pant, just a little farther to Fuchsia. Yep. Yeah, thankfully distances are not very far. Shelter. Okay. Yeah, Thunder Wave is the one that causes the status. Thunder Shock is like a weaker Thunderbolt. We might be able to take Oyster. Thunderbolt. Nice. Swimmer Tucker. Yeah, eat it, Tucker. I'm drowning. Oh no. Somebody help him. Your friend slash possibly boyfriend is drowning right next to you. And instead, you'd rather have a Pokemon battle? Come on, get your priorities straight. Dawn. Oh, that's annoying. It's always the worst when they survive with a small sliver of health like that. Especially when what is supposed to be a finishing move doesn't actually finish them. Nice. I'm gonna do a very rare thing here. I'm gonna use a super potion. Because I'm not sure how far away I am. or how many trainers are between me and... At some point, he's gonna notice me. He's gonna notice this random Lapras. Harold. Sounds like a fake name. I know Heralds are like a thing. Or a class of people. Harold the Remoraid, honestly. Harold would be like the perfect name for a Remoraid. I could see it. Something about it. Seadra. Ooh. I don't get to see very many of you. Pretty sure Twister is a dragon type move, isn't it? Pretty sure. Alright. Another one has fallen to capitalism. Okay. So, let's see. So we're gonna switch and try to get, for Alligator, a few more levels. Oop. Guess we're not very far from Fuchsia after all. So the only reason why I switched those was because I didn't really want Pikachu getting hurt in a random battle. Jerome. Ooh, another Seadra. I don't think that was the move that I wanted to use, but I guess it did work. Alright, can I do it 2 in a row? Come on. 2 in a row? 2 in a row. Come on. I know we can do 2 in a row. And no, we can't do 2 in a row. Man, that flail hurt a lot. Not sure why I can't do that much damage in Smash Bros. That's basically what Goldeen does when you're unfortunate enough to find a Pokeball with a Goldeen in it. That's the unfortunate part of old school Pokemon games, and just old school games in general, with, like, health bars. Whenever it gets too low, it does that annoying beeping sound. Like, constantly. Yeah, I realize watching switching out all the time is not always the most interesting. But obviously it is an effective strategy. Thankfully that strategy gets alleviated later on. In later Pokemon games where I believe, oh, let's see. Where they kind of fixed the XP share thing. Because I know in some, You could do it like on one Pokemon, but I think later games they made it so that it shared with all Pokemon. Alright, so we're back in Viridian City now. And we need to head up to the gym so we can fight Blue. Now, the Kanto gym leaders aren't necessarily pushovers, but most of them are weaker than the Elite Four / champion. So they're generally not too bad until Blue. Blue is by far the hardest of the Kanto gym leaders, and you know, that makes sense, seeing as how he was the champion right before Red. Wasn't in the mood at Cinnabar, but now I'm ready to battle you. Telling me you conquered all the gyms in Johto? Heh, Johto gyms must be pretty pathetic then. Hey, don't worry about it. I'll know if you are good or not by battling you right now. Ready, Johto champ? Leader Blue starts off with his Pidgeot. His Pidgeot is about to be fried chicken here in a second. That wing attack, though, is can get kind of dangerous. Unfortunately, our Thunder Punch is not as strong as I would like. Yeah, spending any more than like 2 turns in a fight with any of these is dangerous, to say the least. And I'm not planning on doing the switch out and switch in stuff with Pikachu. He's just too dangerous to do that with. I'm not sure your Reflect is going to help you that much. It probably did. I mean, that didn't do nearly as much damage as, you know, probably would have liked. But we're gonna go ahead and use Feint Attack. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough. And now he's going to Recover spam, which is just the most dull thing to watch. I'm so sorry that you have to watch this. But unfortunately, his Recover and my Feint Attack are basically about equal. So we're not really able to make any progress against it. I'd like to use Strength against him because I think that might be enough, but unfortunately with his barrier or whatever, I'm nervous that it won't do as much damage, and then he'll just re-heal even more. I don't know what point it decides to stop using Recover. Like, if there's a cutoff in health. Maybe if it thinks that it can be one-shotted, then it would use Recover. Hey, Rhydon. I believe this is very obvious trivia, like Pokemon trivia, but Rhydon, I believe, was the first Pokemon ever created. I think it was like the first one that was added to the game. Ice. That's a lot of XP. Okay. 3 down, 3 to go. Executor. Thankfully, we have a nice, strong fire type here. Makes taking out Executor far easier than what it was in the Gen 1 fight, because if you remember the Gen 1 fight at all, this was the one that kicked my ass. It was really the only one that we had significant trouble with in that fight. The rest were mostly pretty easy. Alright, we got Gyarados. Unfortunately, Gyarados knows Hydro Pump at this point. And mixed with its Rain Dance, it's going to be pretty powerful. Even we're unfortunately not going to be able to take it out with our Thunder Punch, even though it's 4 times weak. Yikes. Strongest water move in the game right there. And it just... I think this is like the first time that our Ursaring has fainted. Which kind of caught me off guard. I was not expecting it to hit it. Hit it that hard. But thankfully we could finish it off. Alright, all he has left is an Arcanine. So the 3 Pokemon that he would switch out in Gen 1 are his 3 starter type. So in Gen 1, depending on what Pokemon, what starter he took, would determine what his grass or water or fire, other grass, water, or fire types would be. So obviously if he took Charmander, he wouldn't have an Arcanine. If he took Bulbasaur, he wouldn't have an Executor. Or if he took Squirtle, he wouldn't have a Gyarados. Well, in Gen 2, what the heck did I lose to you? Alright, here, take this. It's Earth Badge. Alright, Crystal received Earth Badge. Alright, I was wrong. You're the real deal. You are a good trainer. But I'm going to beat you someday. Don't you forget it. Okay. And yeah, that was Blue. Definitely a little easier than his Gen 1 in my opinion. But I think that might have just been biased based off of the fact that I actually had a good fire type this time. So, alright, in the next part, I think we're going to be doing legendary hunting. So, I'll see you guys next part, and thank you for watching.